Hey, what's up everybody? My name is J Bob, and today for you I have a special tutorial in which I will show you, yes you, how to draw a Minecraft character. And this design is going to be a little bit more rounded than you're used to seeing. I did this for the Iron Maskey a couple months back. Sorry, I tripped over my tongue there for a second. To start out, if you want to follow along, you're going to need a relatively perfect square, which is going to be about 5 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to want to start by splitting or bisecting or dissecting this square in two at the 2.5 inch marks. And I'm sorry, I don't have a centimeter ruler. It only goes into pixels and inches, so I do apologize about that. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and split this once again to bisect the bisect. And boop, split that in two. And the reason we're doing this is roughly where the eyes are going to lay. I'm going to go ahead and lay down some more guidelines for this drawing, and I'm going to go ahead and go into fast forward mode, and I'll catch you back here in just a second. Okay guys, as you can see, I now have my guidelines in place, and I'm going to go ahead and place one more right here at a bit of an angle, because this guy is going to be doing a bit of a cheeky eyebrow raise at you, kind of like, hey ladies, how are you doing today? Or something like that. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and lay down two more guidelines. Oh my god, I'm silly. One, we're going to put one right about here-ish, and just about, probably right around the 3-inch mark, we're going to put down one. Excuse me, I didn't hold down control. Yeah, right about here is we're going to put another one down. There we go. And that is going to be approximately where the eyes are going to lay exactly. And if you want to know precisely where they're going to lie, you can go ahead and put another couple of guidelines like that. And this area right here will have the eyes. There will be no nose because Minecraft characters, for whatever reason, don't have noses. And this is going to be right where the mouth is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into fast forward mode, or time lapse as some of you kids call it. And I'm going to start roughing in these lines just a little bit more, just to give you an idea where everything needs to be. And then I'll talk about some techniques and whatnot. And yeah, here we go. Okay guys and girls, as you can see, I got the eyes and the eyebrows and the mouth all roughed in. I just noticed at this point he's kind of looking like a big boy. Have you ever been to the big boy restaurants? They're more commonly known up north, I think. I think I've heard of Big Boy out in California. But anyways, as long as you got your eyes, ooh, extra line there. As long as you got your eyes in this rounded shape like this, and your eyebrows kind of curving like this, you are in good shape. Now we're going to go ahead and fix this line here real quick. You're going to want to place a tongue in here, and if you want to, you can have it. You don't have to draw your drawing specifically like mine, but you can have your tongue sticking out if you want to just have them going bleh or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and draw a tongue in here like that, which is, it's almost gonna be like a half heart. Man, I'm stumbling over my tongue there. It's I'm gonna be doing a half heart shape. Hey, I finally did it. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw roughly where the back of the throat is, but I'm not gonna go so detailed as to draw the uvula. Is that what it's called? The uvula? The uvular area. There we go. Okay, now the eyeballs. The lines for the eyeballs roughly in place. You have yourself your eyebrows, and at this point, if you wanted to, you could go ahead probably and just erase these lines, but I'm going to go ahead and start working on the lines of the outer head and the jaw really quick like, and you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these rulers because we don't need those anymore. There we go. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit, and I'm going to work on the jaw and the sides of the head, which is going to be a little more rounded than our square. Alright guys, well now we have our rounded head. As you can see, I just went outside the lines a little bit and inside the lines and just created a gently curving line here and here, just to give you a general idea of what the head's going to look like. It's, as you can see, it's pretty much a rounded version of the Minecraft character. And we're going to go ahead and start deleting some of these lines. Start making this thing look like an actual piece of art instead of like a grid pattern. Hey, there we go. That looks nice. And here in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and lay some guidelines down for where you're going to want to put the hair. There we go. Nice and clean. Because you don't want your artwork to ever be dirty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit and work on drawing in the hair. And to do the hair, you're probably going to want to do a little something like this. I'm going to draw some guidelines in real time just to help you out a little bit. Usually where there's hair, there is the hairline usually follows where the ears are. So if the nose was here, you probably want to draw a little bit of a guideline here for where an ear usually would be. And let's see, and then you probably would want to draw another one right about here, the eyebrow. Do it again on this side, roughly. That way you can get an idea where you want to place the sideburns, which will probably jut out from here. Then we're going to go ahead and put another line here. And because this guy is going to have a part in the middle. And again, this is not the definitive way to draw this character. I actually would encourage you. It's kind of screwed up there. I'm going to encourage you. What's courage you? I'm going to encourage you to try your own style. But the part for my character is going to be right here. You can put it over here and have a little bit of swoopy Justin Bieber look. But I'm going to go for a part in the middle because that's what the Iron Maskey wanted me to do. And I'm going to go ahead and start roughing in these lines, and I will see you here in just a second. Alright guys, well we got our hair roughly in place up here. And as you can see, it takes up an inch or so above where the top line is. Now, depending on how foofy your character's hair is, you could have that greatly above the head. You know, you could have a whole afro taking up the top part of this page if you wanted to. But we're going for a normal standard skater do, as the kids call it these days. Back in the 1920s they called it an aviator's haircut. There we go. Now at this point we got the face, we got the hair, we got the teeth, we got no neck or shoulders, but we'll do that here in a little bit. What we're going to want to do now is we're going to start roughing in the irises and the pupils. And you can have these wherever you want, but if you want them, the character kind of giving you a little friendly stare, more like a stalker stare. If you want to have your character giving you a little bit more of a friendly look, we should say it like that, you're going to want to have the eyeballs relatively close to the inside of the eyes. Now, some artists I've noticed really have the irises and the pupils really close to the inside of the eye, almost like a wall-eyed look. What was that be like? Like your eyes are cross-eyed almost, like, and especially if somebody's looking over here. Usually the pupil and the iris is like just right slammed right here next to the tear duct, which we will not be drawing with this because this is going to be a cartoony, simplistic look. And essentially you're just going to draw another little oval inside your oval. I heard you like ovals. I put ovals inside your ovals so you can oval while you oval. Heard? Yeah. That was like the worst impression of Exhibit I have ever heard. And it came out of my mouth. That's so sad. Okay, well that's basically the face. Now the next part we're going to do is we're going to have to put in. That sounds like a contractor's term. We're gonna have to go in here. We're gonna have to put in. We're gonna have to install some stuff for you. Put it in over there. Right? Reckon. There's my stereotypical redneck voice for the day. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go into time lapse, speedy mode, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw the shoulders. And oddly enough, there is going to be no neck on this character. I'm gonna call him No Neck Nick because he's got no neck. Yeah, I stole that routine. Anyways, I'll be back here in just a second. Alrighty then, guys. As you can see, as I promised, this character is, he's not having a neck. And that's because Minecraft characters don't really have any neck. Now, if you want to, what's the word, create the illusion that he has a neck, you can always draw a couple curved lines right here. Like that. Yeah, like that. There's. And unlike the Iron Maskey's character, we're going to go ahead and draw this little fine fellow with just a t-shirt on. Just a plain, maybe red t-shirt. Just a couple lines here. Now, as you noticed when I went into time lapse, I went ahead and I created these double lines here. And I kind of messed up and I had to expand up. But I noticed it created a little area where you could easily shade in later on, and I just kind of kept it because I kind of liked it. Now right here we got these guidelines set here for the shoulders, and you're going to want to use those just loosely for where you're going to want to place the rest of this guy's shoulder edge area. There we go. And you just want to curve ever so gently like that. Draw these little curving lines. Come straight down here to the torso. And if you want to create the illusion that there's folds in the fabric where his pits meet the shoulder area, you can always go right there. Okay, anyways, now we're going to go ahead and put the shoulders in. I'm going to go ahead and do that in time lapse so it won't take as much time. I'm just going to get the lines in here roughed in. Alright guys, well that is basically it for the line work. If you want to, like me, I'm going to go ahead and round these out just a little bit more because I don't like the lantern jaw look this guy's got going on. I don't know, I'm a perfectionist. What can I say? Kind of a little bit too long of a jaw. I'm going to fix that here real quick like. And slim him down just a touch. Because he's chunky and he's lantern jaw. And we don't take kindly to that sort around here. There we go. That looks better. Yeah. Okay. Wasting a ton of time that I could have done this in time lapse. Okay. And fix that real quick. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties. Now, the next thing we're going to want to do is just basically go over all of this and potentially an ink color. Now, we're drawing in digital, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new layer so we can color underneath all of these lines. Go ahead and move this up here and have this layer underneath here. That's where we're going to do all our coloring. But I'm going to go ahead and go into time lapse and just darken everything in, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use an ultra dark 2B pencil. And if you want these specific pencils that I'm using in Artrage, you can go download. I can't remember where I got it from. I'll probably just I'll put something in the link in the description to get these Sketchbook Pro pencils, which give you these really nice realistic pencil lines. Anyways, I'm going to go back into time lapse real quick, darken in the lines, finish up the line work, and I'll be back here in just a second. Alright guys, well, as you can plainly see, I got my reference now so I can color pick from it. And I'm going to go ahead and pick my airbrush, which it's for digital art. It just lays out a nice, clean, smooth area of color, which I really prefer. And I'm going to go ahead and pick that, I think right here in the center of the face, where he's got like this just nice general area of clean, non-tinted skin color. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go into time lapse and just fill in this area right here, and then I'll get back to you and show you a few more techniques on how to get particular looks for skin tone and shadow and shade and that kind of thing. Okay guys, well, as you can see, I played a little bit fast and loose with the coloring, which you don't really have to worry about it too much because you're going to be going over some of this stuff later, but you don't want too much color bleed through because it'll probably create some weird color areas, and we don't want too much weirdness in our pictures, now do we? I noticed that as I was drawing here, select the correct layer, man. I left these excess lines in here. And sometimes as you're drawing, you'll notice that. You know, as you're putting the color in, you'll catch a few extra areas that weren't filled in quite correctly. Which is okay. You can always go back later and fix it. Like that. And that. And that. And this over here. Just like that. Now if you wanted to, with this character, you could draw some, since this is a modified version of a Minecraft character anyways, I'm not going to go ahead and do it, but you can draw ears on this character if you so choose. Right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go, let's zoom in on our little iron masky dude right here, and I think I'm going to keep this nice green color for his eyes. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start filling in. And again, you don't really have to worry too much about getting any bleed through or what am I talking about? You don't have to worry about going over the lines in here, because these areas right here are going to be filled in with black here in just a couple seconds. But you just want to get some whatever color you want, a light shade of whatever color you want for the color of the irises or the pupil. What is the right word? Is it pupil or iris? I always get those backwards. But you always want to work generally light to dark. As you can see, you start off in these, we'll just call these the color area because I'm an idiot. And you're going to want to go and start working darker. And just start laying layers of color. And that right there seems a little bit too big to me. I'm going to go ahead and decrease the area and zoom out for no reason. And then come back in and just start laying a little bit of darker color to create the illusion that there's this, whoa, bleed through. There we go. Create the illusion that there's this area, this band of darkness. Like most eyes have, like the edge of the eyes, for whatever reason, become darker. Now, if you wanted to draw this in an anime style, you could always do a little thing like this. Put a little band of color across here, because they always seem to have this little area of darkness that just kind of slants across. And I'm going to do that in this picture because I like that style. And look at that. I keep messing up. But that is the beauty of digital art. You can fix your mistakes in a matter of seconds. Isn't that a thing of beauty, folks? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go start working on the dark parts of the eyes. The pupil, iris area, whatever you want to call it. Whatever the correct term is. I don't have a dictionary on hand, so go ahead and fill this in. And if you're using the airbrush, this makes this job so very easy. There we go. See, for this character, I don't know why I made the center area a little bit smaller than this one. This one's quite large. I don't know why. I'm silly like that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go into time lapse, and I'm going to finish the eyes out, and then I'll talk about the techniques that I use to finish it off. Alright guys, well, as you can see, we now have a rough approximation of what an eyeball looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more dark green and just put a small bit of banding on the outside edge just to complete the look here. Make it look a little more smooth, but basically what you want to do on the outside edge of an eyeball in the colored area of the eye, again I apologize, I don't know what the name of this area is right here, you're just basically going to want to get like maybe a pencil and get a darker green color and just come in here and make these little slanty lines like that. Because as you notice, that most eyes have these weird lines and fibrous tissue in there. And you can recreate that look just by doing these little dash lines in there like so. Since this is a cartoony look, we don't want to go too terribly crazy with that. Now, there are two ways that you can go about accomplishing these little shiny lines right here. You can do one, and I'll do one on each eye. You can either erase away. We're going to have to go ahead and erase some of that line work there, like that. Reduce the size down to your eraser, and then come down here and do another one, just lightly. I had the wrong layer selected, and just dab it away. It kind of creates a shine. And you can also make it a little bit bigger and then come back in here and do a little bit like that and like that, and just gently dab it away, and it creates almost like a, you know, kind of like a shadow. It creates this little shiny, like there's like two suns in the background. Now you can also take your what do you call it, the airbrush. And you can size it up a little bit, and you can come in here and start just tapping a little bit, like so. And you create a similar effect. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Either technique will get the effect that you want. And if you want to add even more shine, you can go in and get Mr. Iron Mask out of the way. You can fiddle with the opacity and say set it down to 50%, set this up to like maybe 10 down here on the sides of the brush, and then come back in a little bit bigger, I'd say, yeah, like that. And then you can just start working it a little bit extra like that. Ooh, like that. It's a little extra. Whoa, a little bit extra like that. Get a little bit of shine on the eyeballs. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on the hair. And I'm going to go ahead and once again use my trusty color picker and get this gentle brown color here. And I'm going to go into time lapse and fill all the stuff in, and I will show you a few techniques on how to get, you know, some darker shade colors in the hair. Okie dokie, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and set my brush to a little bit of a bigger size. That might be a little bit too big. Now, to make the hair look more realistic and basically get the shading in, you just essentially want to get a darker shade of the same color that you're using, work dark to light, and just come in and highlight these edges. Like so. Now, if you have any particular area where you want the sun to be, you're going to want to take that into consideration as you're drawing. But for the sake of time, we're just going to highlight the edges. Like, for example, if you had the light up above, you probably want to just highlight the underside of the hair, or, you know, vice versa. Now, the eyebrows, we're just going to gently highlight the edges, like so. Get a darker shade, come back in, just start hitting it with a little bit of darker color like that. Woo, messing up. Like that. Just play fast and loose. These little quick swoops will help you out. Like so. Creates some shade work in there. There we go. Hit the edges here and here. Wow, how did I manage that? That is terrible. Luckily, we can fix it. Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish the mouth. Now, as you can see, we're going to go ahead and zoom in on this guy's mouth. The mouth is typically a dark area, and if you want to, all you have to do is fill in this area with some black, and then get the tongue, and again, just fill it in with the, you know, some darker shades of red, just to get that little tone work in there. But I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll come back. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead, just to save some time, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the color work, and then we'll discuss the techniques I use to do that. Alright guys, well that's basically it for the color work. As you can see, what I did is I just basically laid down a layer of bright red color, and then I went in and I picked a darker shade of red, and then I set the opacity down to about 37%. You can do 40, maybe even 50 if you're feeling saucy, and then you just generally brush over these areas, and you can create these areas of darker tone like that. And you can even set a little bit darker, and you can go back over it again and create this ever progressing areas of darkness. You generally want to have a darkened area. Like underneath his chin, you're going to want to have a little bit of a darker area underneath there, like this, because, you know, it's a shaded area. Like so. And the closer you get underneath the chin, you want to have a little bit darker. Like that. And if you want to, you can also decrease the size of your brushes, people. That helps. You can also shade underneath the hair like that. Just create a little bit more of a 3D effect. Now I'm going to go back once again into time lapse. I'm going to finish the drawing, and I'm going to wrap this thing up so this video isn't like 2 hours long. So I'll catch you back here in just 2 seconds. Well guys, that's all I got for now. That's how you draw a Minecraft character in a stylized way. I do hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I did making it. And I look forward to making more tutorial videos in the future. I'll catch you guys around. Ta-ta for now.